When I was watching the big hit concert at New Year's Eve, I was mostly looking forward to the hologram performance of Sinechul, a legendary artist who passed away a few years ago due to a medical accident. While it was definitely out of the blue that Big Hit was doing a random tribute to him, I anticipated seeing how good the technology would be. However, when it came to have him on the stage, I was extremely disappointed with the lackluster quality of the hologram and his barely hearable vocals that made him look like he was a backdancer to his own song. This artist, who had been in the grave for the past few years, was brought back to life without the consent of the person himself, and then made to appear in a mediocre tribute act. And it had me wondering, what are the ethics of bringing back dead celebrities in hologram form? Perhaps the most popular, if not the only hologram performance of a dead musician that got the public's praise, in Korea at least, was the example of Turtles, Kobugi, on the TV show One More Time. Turtles was a people's favorite in the mid-2000s, making songs with positive messages and topping off charts with hits like Airplane. Unfortunately, the leader of the band, Turtle Man, passed away due to health complications in 2008, until Mnet decided to bring him back as a hologram. On December 9th, the TV station aired One More Time. It's a project series that utilizes modern face editing and voice matching, aka AI deepfakes, to bring back legendary K-pop artists from the past and put them in new songs and performances. The first episode brought back Turtle Man to perform with the remaining Turtles members, and they sang a medley of their hits, as well as a reinterpretation of Kaho's 2020 hit, Start. I think just about everybody cried in the audience, including me. I was very emotional. And Turtle Man's parents were there to see it as well, and they got very emotional too. Numbers wise, the show was an amazing success. Not only did the first episode featuring Turtles go viral on social media, but the streaming of Turtles music went up about 169% after the episode aired. There was almost unanimous praise among the K-nets of the touching performance. It was a perfectly executed hologram stage. However, other attempts have not been so hot. We don't need to look far, as the very second episode of One More Time featured late singer-songwriter Kim Hyun-sik, who had passed away 3 decades ago. Because he had died such a long time ago, there was no clean recording of his face and voice to recreate him in the level of detail that was believable. Instead, they chose to not zoom in too close to Kim Hyun-sik's face during the broadcast in an attempt to not break the illusion to the TV viewers. But it was very obvious that the illusion was just not there. Kim Hyun-sik was famously known as a perfectionist, to a point where he would only listen to his demo tapes in his car in the fear of it being leaked. Now, would this artist have approved the beta test of a reincarnation of his being in this hologram stage? I highly doubt it, but his estate thinks differently. At the end of the day, by law in most countries, it's up to the remaining family or the rights holders to decide what they want to do about the artist's legacy. But with the video and audio deepfake technology being incorporated into making hologram performances with new material, the definition of an artist's legacy is bending in new ways. Now, I'm not talking about the replays of old stages in hologram form. Right now, the dead are being put into new clothes, new songs, new visuals, with new moves. The fact that your likeness could be brought back one day, then put to work to do new things that is out of reach of your consent. Now that's a Black Mirror episode right there. Already, we have hologram revivals that aren't just one-off events. The reincarnation of Whitney Houston embarked on a full-on tour last year. Late Amy Winehouse will likely do the same sometime soon, though it had faced some delays since 2018 due to some sensitivity issues regarding the matter. Essentially, these artists could be on the road for decades and centuries on end, so long as their fame is enough to keep it profitable. Hell, once the tech becomes cheap enough, these artists could very well be your house band at the local pub. And when we reach that point, the inevitable normalization of dead celebrities coming back in deepfake hologram form, we will be traversing through a very slippery slope. What if we want to use their likeness in advertisements? What if hologram deepfakes became so easy to produce to a point where we would each all have a back from the dead K-pop star in our living room like Barbie dolls? At what point does it no longer become a tribute? Maybe I'm getting a little bit too dystopian here. However, we will definitely be seeing a whole new set of ethical dilemmas that we have never faced before in the human race. So before we ask our favorite dead artist to be brought back to life in holographic form, we really should ask ourselves, would we want to take the risk of ending up as a holographic kiss toy after we die? Because that could very well happen.
Every night, Amy comes on stage as a hologram. Yeah, it's a bit weird, I understand that, but it is something that we're all going to have to get used to. She sings her 15 songs or whatever it is. She can even speak to the audience. Hi, thanks for coming, really glad you're here. Walks off stage, comes back on stage, takes a bow, and for all intents and purposes she goes home. I would think that she would think it would be a great thing.